Hello and welcome back. Yesterday, in the last lecture, we talked about the principal stresses and strains in standard material of semester 4 subject standard material. So, yesterday in last lecture, we talked about the principal stresses and strains. What are the principal stresses and strains, and where they act, and what are the planes along which the principal stresses and strains act. So, in that we have studied that principal planes are the planes where there no shear force, only the normal force is there. So, and the planes are known as principal planes, and the stresses that act along the principal planes are known as principal stresses, and similarly the strains that act on the principal planes are known as principal strains. So, in that plane there are no shear stresses, but there are planes that have maximum shear stresses. So what are the planes? Those planes can be found, and those planes can be found, and also at the same time maximum shear stress can be found. So by this formula is square root of sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 whole square plus tau xy square. Tau xy is the shear stress that is acting on a combination plane of x and y, between x and y, and sigma x and sigma y are the normal stresses that act along x and y planes. So maximum shear stress will be square root of sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 whole square plus tau xy square. So similarly, we'll be finding the inclination of the plane, that is given by tan 2 theta S is equal to minus within bracket sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 divided by tau xy. This is the angle of inclination of the shear plane, or the plane where the shear stress is maximum. So similarly, we can apply sigma x and sigma y as well as shear stress tau xy. So sigma average is found by sigma x plus sigma y by 2, and the plane that has maximum shear stress uh, can also be found by this formula. So it is given how this is the complementary tau xy. This is the complementary shear stress. Complementary shear means one component will be in this direction, another component will be in this direction, and will be this will be result of two equal and opposite forces. So, as we have earlier discussed, that shear stress acts on along the planes of the body. So, this shear stress tries to tear of the body, and the shear stresses are acting in opposite direction. Whereas normal stresses are direct stresses that act perpendicular to the surface of the body. So, this way we can find maximum shear stress and the inclination of the plane from horizontal of the shear stress. So again, coming to the principal stress, normal stress, this theta tan theta can be found by, this is the orientation of principal plane, are given by equating tau is equal to 0. This is the shear stress at an angle of theta. So as we know, the principal along the principal plane, the shear stress is 0. So we'll be putting tau theta or tau xy is equal to 0. Sigma xy minus sigma y by 2 sine 2 theta by 2 theta p minus tau xy cos 2 theta p minus 2 is equal to 0. This way we'll be find the angle of principal plane, and the angle of principal plane is given by 1 is equal to 1 by 2 tan inverse twice tau xy divided by sigma x minus sigma y, which gives 2. It is evident that this equation will bear, theta will bear, two equation will give the results of two values by differentiating at 90 degree. That means two normal planes, two perpendicular, mutually perpendicular planes will have no shear stress and only direct stresses. So this way we'll find the inclination of the angle. So by applying Mohr circle, we will be finding shear stress, normal stress, and angle of plane. So we'll be coming to the graphical method as I discussed earlier. Mohr circle is the graphical method of representing, of finding shear stresses and normal stresses along any plane. So we know sigma x and sigma y and tau xy is given. So sigma x is the longest distance. So we'll draw xy coordinate system, and along xy coordinate system from the point O or the origin we'll take a length equal to the sigma x. If sigma x is given as 70, so we'll be taking the length of OL in accordance with sigma x. So if it is given as 70, we'll take for the sake of convenience 7 centimeter. So from O to L it will be 77 centimeter. Then again we'll be given sigma y. Sigma y, for example, sigma y is given 40. So we'll be taking 4 as sigma y. So from O to L distance sigma x, and then from O to M distance sigma y is given. So this will be 4 and this will be 7 and this will be 4 for the sake of convenience. So we have got now 2 points that are L and M. These two are the exterior points on the Mohr circle, and we'll be finding the center point. And how to find the center point? That's so simple: sigma x plus sigma y by 2 or sigma x minus sigma y by 2. So either we get sigma y by sigma x minus sigma y by 2 from this end, or we take sigma x plus sigma y by 2 from this end. This will 2. This will The point will be same, and this point is known as n. N is the center point of the Mohr circle. When we have got this whole diameter and the center point, then we'll draw a circle by taking this mn or nl as radius. So we'll draw a circle from n point, and this way a Mohr circle will be generated. A circle will be generated. This circle is known as Mohr circle. Then we are given. We are given as theta. There we are given as theta, the plane. So we'll be drawing a line at an angle of 2 theta from this point. So the point where it will touch will have a point P, and we'll drop perpendicular from point P, and this will give us the sigma n normal stress sigma n. And again, when we'll draw a line from P to this P at an angle of theta, so this will give us MP, or from point P we'll draw a line to the point O. This will give phi, and the phi is the angle of shear plane. So this is tau. Will be draw from P. We have dropped perpendicular, and this will represent tau, the shear stress. So this was the whole procedure of drawing Mohr circle, and this is the sigma r radial stress, then phi, sigma x plus sigma y by 2, sigma x minus sigma y by 2, this is sigma x, sigma n, sigma y, this is tau is given in this 2 theta, theta, alpha and phi. These are circles, and these we can find here. Sigma x is direct stress, sigma y direct stress along x and y, along x and y planes. Then sigma normal, that is the shear, that is the principal stress, sigma n. This is principal stress, and along these two planes, one plane will be perpendicular and these two planes will be, and theta is found. So this way we will find the Mohr circle, and we'll find the shear stress, normal stress, and angle of plane, shear angle of no shear stress, that is principal plane. So let's come to this. This is the process. This is the procedure that we have earlier discussed. Now we begin discussing in detail. So this is the process of how to find different angles and different stresses. Now next will be coming sign convention is used. Very simple sign convention, the natural sign convention. From we will have a coordinate system of x and y, and from origin point x to from origin point O will be moving rightward directions in x, that is positive shear stress and positive shear stress, and similarly positive stress, and similarly but alongside the y will be taken as positive. So in the backward direction, negative x direction, we'll have negative stresses, and then in the negative y direction, we'll be having negative y stresses and strains. So coming to implementation of the Mohr circle, we will see that we will take an example, and we'll solve the example. Then only we'll be able to understand the concept of Mohr circle clearly. So this is the problem that we are having. This is problem from the book R.K. Rajput, and this problem is solved problem in R.K. Rajput. We'll be solving more problems. So from the R.K. Rajput is a very good book, and many problems are given there. So we'll be solving this problem. So the principal stress, the statement is that the principal stress at a point across two Polar planes are 75 mega Newton per meter square tensile and 35 mega Newton per square tensile. Both sigma x and sigma y are given tensile, so we can note down sigma x is as 75, sigma x is equal to 75 mega Newton per meter square, and sigma y 35 mega Newton per meter square. Both are in tensile nature. Find the normal tangential stresses and the resultant stresses and obliquity on a plane of 20 degree with the major principal plane. So the other thing it is telling that the major principal plane is lies at a 20 degree from the vertical. So it is asking us to find the normal and tangential stresses and resultant stresses. So we'll be first of all we'll be noting down all the data given. So we are given sigma x as 75 meganewton per meter square, sigma y at 35 meganewton per square meter square, and theta is 20 degree from the vertical. So these three data are given, and we'll be finding all other relevant data with the help of the three data and formulae, and of course with the graphical method known as Mohr circle. So analytical method given is sigma x is equal to 75 meganewton per meter square tensile, sigma y 35 meter per square tensile, theta is 20 degree. So first of all, we will find sigma n. Sigma n is given sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 cos 2 theta. 75 plus 35 by 2, that is 110 by 2 plus 75 minus 30 by 5 by 2, 40 by 2. Yani ki this is 55 plus 55 plus 20 cos 40 degrees. It has given 20 degree. So this will find normal stress sigma n is 70.32 mega Newton per meter square. This will be of course tensile because these two sigma s and sigma y are tensile, hence it will be tensile. So sigma normal can be calculated by this formula. This is given 70.32 mega Newton per meter square tensile. Answer number one. He was asking us to find the major tangential stresses and the resultant stresses. So we have found normal stress sigma n by the application of this formula, and then we are coming to tangential stresses. Tangential stresses or the shear stresses are given by tau is equal to sigma x minus sigma y by 2 sine 2 theta, that is 75 minus 35 divided by 2 into sine 2 into 20 degree, that is 40 degrees. So 75 minus 35, 40 divided by 2, that is 20. 40 divided by 2, 20 sine 40 degree, 20 sine 40 degree, that is 12.85 mega Newton per meter square. This is the tangential stress, shear stress tau. Okay, so two parameters we have found. Now we are coming to third parameter, and also to draw the Mohr circle. So when we have found sigma n and tau is 12.85 and sigma is 70.32 mega Newton per meter square, and then tau is 12.85 mega Newton per meter square. So we'll be finding the resultant stress of these two, that those are normal stress and tangential stress. So we'll be finding sigma resultant stress sigma is given as sigma neutral sigma n, that is normal tensile stress plus tangential stress tau, squaring and adding and then taking square root will give us the resultant stress. So this way, putting the values of sigma n, that sigma normal stress and tangential stress, and then taking square root, we'll finding resultant stress as 71.48 mega Newton per meter square. Answer. Then obliquity 10 phi because we have to find the obliquity of the plane along which the principal stresses are working. This will find tau by sigma n. In our formula we have seen that tangential stress divided by normal stress will give us the ratio of the tangential ratio of the angle. So this we will find the value of 10 comes 12.85 divided by 70.32. The value of 10 phi is 0.1827, and then we find phi, the tan inverse 0.1827 is 10 degrees 21, sorry, 10 degrees 21 minutes. So this is the tangential stress. So we'll draw Mohr circle. Mohr circle, we know 75 is given, so we'll take x this direction, y this direction. We'll draw a line of 75. This is given 75 meganewton per meter square. So assuming that one uh, mega Newton per square is equal to 1 millimeter. So we'll be drawing a line of 75 mm from this point. When we'll draw a line 75 mm or 7.5 centimeter, this will be the point where we this will the point L, and then we know we are given 35, that is 35 millimeter. 35 millimeter from same point O, we'll find again a line from 35 millimeter. So 75 minus 35 will give us 40. 40 divided by 2, 20. So either we can come from here to here or here to here. So at 20 we'll take this, because the dia of the circle is defined. It is 75 minus 35, 40 mm. So at 20 mm we'll put the compass and draw a circle by taking a radius of 20 mm. So we will draw a circle. After drawing the circle from taking n as the center point, what we'll do, we'll draw a line NP at an angle of 40 degree, since 2 theta is 20 degree is the plane and 2 theta is twice of the plane, 40 degrees. So we'll draw a line. So we'll draw a line from N to P at an angle of 40 degree. From 20, from P we'll draw perpendicular, and this will meet at Q. We will measure this P and Q, and this will be come around 12.9 mega Newton, 12.9 millimeter, 12.9 millimeter. So when this is 12.9 millimeter, this will be 12.9 mega Newton per meter square. That is tangential stress. And when we have found this and this tangential stress, because in analytical method, first of all we found tangential stress, so tangential stress is there by default. Then what we'll do, we will connect point A with the point P. We have already defined point P. We do know already that O is the origin. We'll be connecting point O to point P. When point O is connected with the point P, we will measure. Then inclination is 10 degree and 20 minutes. So this will again the angle of inclination of the principal plane, where the principal stresses are acting, and similarly the resultant stress will be found by O to P. When we will measure O to P, from O to P point, we will measure that this line is around 71.5 millimeter. So this way it will be 71.5 mega Newton per meter square, because we have assumed 1 millimeter is equal to 1 mega Newton per meter square. The resultant stress is 71.5 millimeter, 71.5 mega Newton per meter square. That almost similar to analytical results. All these results are same or as we have found in analytical method. So graphical method gives the same results as we have found in analytical methods. So this way we'll be solving the Mohr circle. We'll be finding different types of stresses that are acting along principal planes and low shear stress planes, that is principal planes, and high shear stress, maximum shear stress planes. So this way we'll find different types of stresses along with the angle of obliquity, angle of the planes from where these work. So this way we can verify that Mohr circle is quite similar, gives the results quite similar to the analytical method. So these are the answers that after measuring different lines, first this angle, then this line and this line, tangential stress tau is given by angle PQ, then angle line OP, line PQ is given by tangential stress, line OP is giving us the resultant stress, whereas the inclination from horizontal is giving us the phi, or the angle of inclination of the plane. So this was the graphical method. So this was talk about principal stresses and principal planes, and then we discussed about Mohr circle and uh, how to solve problems with by application of Mohr circles. So I think by now, I think by now I think by now everything would be clear to you. Still, if you are not comfortable, if you have problems, then you may get in touch with me. You may call me anytime, and then we will be discussing the complications or the unknown parts that is not clear to you in our discussion. So, bye and thank you for